So we have about 1 day left on the Timespace Junction section 3, and this video I'm going to show you some characters you're going to need to make sure you can clear it pretty easily. So the first one's going to be Dredgerin on Sword and Shield, and it's because of this barrier skill, right? It gives you additional ally defense. Oh, you're still watching? Oh, okay. I meant to say bug on his axe. That's what you need, because he does so much freaking damage. Oh, you're still watching? Okay. All right. We're going to go with Howzer. Obviously, everybody knows how good Howzer is by now, and the main reason is because of this skill right here. When you do an attack on the enemy that's bleeding, you activate your engrave set. You don't really need anything else from his kit. You just have to make sure you start with this or you end with this before you do your damage. When an allied hero attacks the bleeding enemy, their wind damage is increased by 20%. So if you're doing Clotho, then it's going to be much better. But you can use this on a lightning team as well. Howzer's going to fit in. But when you do your bleeding and you do the special attack again, it goes up from 40, 50, 60% depending on the level of the passive. And we have for 15 seconds lowered crit defense. And we know by now how huge crit defense really is. So if you don't have this engrave set by now, I would recommend get it. It will probably help you, especially if you're free to play. And if you're planning to use a win team, even if you're not, it's going to help you in the long run. The engrave sets, personally, I don't think matters too much. You can use this right here. I'll show you Mannie, who I'm using this on. I think she might be a better choice for my team. I don't know yet, but you can use this set on him. And as you can see on the 3-piece set, it gives you additional magic charging efficiency and then a 2000 gauge when you attack an enemy that has 100% HP. So you're opening with Howzer and you're triggering that, and you also have the first strike gauntlets. So again, I'll probably put this on when I'm actually building him, but if you have first strike gauntlets, put it on and then use that gear set, and then make sure you're using this armor. It doesn't really have to be leveled up. You can level it up if you want to, but again, it doesn't have to be. In terms of potential and stuff, it doesn't really help him. Potential 5 gives you some damage. Potential 7 again gives you damage. So as long as you have him once, that's all you need. So that's the first unit you want, and then that's for wind. If you're going for lightning, the second unit you need, most likely, again, you can do without him using combined ultimates and stuff, so you don't really need him, but he'll be very helpful to have. So we're gonna have Gilthunder with this weapon right here, 12% additional burst. If you have this built, just might as well put it on him. Don't go for any enchants, because if you're going to get the new gear set soon or new weapons, and with that, you definitely want to be putting on lightning burst efficiency or fire burst efficiency, because then you can give it to Tristan or Gilthunder. Now, again, gear set does help. You have 12% additional lightning burst efficiency. This is not fully upgraded. If it was, I would probably be looking at around 25%. And then on the engraving bonus, you can get all burst efficiency, but you don't really need all of that, right? You have activating a burst, gives you tag gauge. So it's not here for the passive, it's more so for the lightning burst efficiency. And then if you get lucky on the substat. Here you could use the crafted set that gives you additional burst. But this one, I just left it because it gives me 12% additional lightning burst efficiency. So that's going to get good enough for me for now. If it turns out I need more, then I'll just switch it over. I think Tristan or Gila or somebody has it. I don't know who. Maybe Gila. All right. I don't know who has it, but I would give this set somewhere to Gilthunder, and then that would be my booster for the lightning. But again, if you're using like Mannie, she has a lot of combined ultimates. Daisy has a lot of combined ultimates, so you could probably get by with that. And so those are the 2 units, if you're free to play, you would be looking to use. And then the third unit, obviously, is going to be Clotho, because she is a wind DPS. Oh, before that, we can cover Elaine, so I don't really have her built like that. I know she is very good. You have the wind burst, increases crit chance, and then most of your focus is going to be the long normal attack, normal skill, but this triggers the cooldown reduction on the normal skill, so you can do it over and over. I haven't really tested Elaine, but some people have, and she was able to clear Gallant in like 50 seconds or 40 seconds. So it's pretty crazy. On potential 4, by the way. And then again, you have normal skill reduction on the ultimate. And then if we go over to her armor, they're also pretty good. I have this one. I don't have the third one, if there is a third one. It's the wind attack crit chance. So crit chance base is pretty good. We have 20% crit damage. The burst efficiency and the defense are pretty trash, but each crit damage boost you gain by the normal skill decreases its cooldown and increases wind attack by 20%. So you can get a lot of wind attacks. Kind of sucks we don't have a wind staff, but the crit damage you get from the wind Razor Wind skill right here, normal skill, that gives you additional damage on your engrave set as well. So a lot of crit chance and crit damage stuff going on, and again, if you have her built, she'll probably do very well. And then the other wind DPS we have obviously is going to be Clotho. Now, I don't know if she's honestly better than Elaine. Like, she is very good. Here, I'm missing just normal attack damage. If I had that, this would have been perfect, but I decided to keep this instead of going for normal attack or crit damage. That would have been fine too, but yeah. So we have this, and of course, this is going to be your DPS weapon. I don't know how well this would do. You can try it, but I don't think it's going to do very well. And so we have the effect that gives you crit damage, crit chance chance and crit damage, 20%, 40%. You want to put these down before you start attacking. This one gives you the passive ability. You have Dimensional Tear as an effect, decreases enemy crit defense by 10%, which is not that much, but again, helps out. So you want to use both of these skills and then start doing damage on your ultimate. We've already seen by now probably what the ultimate does. Again, when I do it tomorrow, if you're watching at this point, I think might be the halfway point of the video, please consider subscribing. We're almost at 1,000 and I'm trying to get there within 10 or so days, so I really appreciate it. But going back to the game, as you can see, you have enhanced normal attacks by 20% at the bottom and gives you crit chance increase against enemies affected by dimensional erosion, which I think comes from right here, this skill right here, dimensional erosion, just to make sure you need that skill, and then gives you additional crit chance on top of what you get already over here. And then these skills just give you additional wind damage. So armor set, I mean, you want to use this one, normal attack, and then wind attack. I wish the substat wasn't wind attack just because you don't have enough. Again, you're lacking wind attack on your weapon. If you did, then it would have been pretty good. And then here, I could reroll this for normal normal attack damage or crit chance, crit damage, attack percent, but I don't know. I don't feel like it. So if you have better rolls, it'll probably work out, but my current ones are not terrible. And then when you have Dimensional Awakening, increases the length by 8 seconds. And then when you attack an enemy, that automatically gives Dimensional Expansion for 20 seconds. And when you attack that enemy that has Dimensional Expansion, gives you normal attack damage by 6%, so total 30%. So this engraved set is going to definitely help out quite a lot. Again, you could try the rapier as a damage. I don't know if it's going to work. Some people have tried the red earrings here. I don't know how good that is, honestly. You can try it either way. I'm going to try maybe like a Ragni set just so I'm critting a lot more, or maybe with this Mad Miner, and then I'll switch over to this just to see how effective it is. Again, I haven't really tested Clotho yet. I haven't had the time, but yeah. All right, so before we move on to the next unit, actually, I do have an SSR selection ticket, okay? If this video gets 100 likes, I'll go use this. I'll get Drake because I don't have him, and I'll try and use him to clear the stage. So 100 likes. But anyway, let's see. Here we have the other support unit who you can use before. Here we have the other support unit, Mannie. You can use if you don't have Daisy. And she's not going to be as good because again, Daisy has some combined ultimates. But if you use the first strike weapon on her with the gear set, she'll do really well. You want to apply Draco's Priestess where you're doing damage, and then you want to have punishment on the enemy so you can get some additional buffs. Landing a normal attack, additional resource magic gauge by 15%, and then increases ultimate move damage by 30% when an allied hero attacks. So she herself is not going to do damage unless you have her completely built. So she's here for the buffs and stuff. And then I do have her engraved set, which is not like anything crazy. It does give you debuff duration efficiency 30%, which is again pretty good, and then increases allies combined attack damage by 15%. You can also increase the duration of punishment by 6 seconds when you do a combined attack, which is basically 2 ultimates at once, right? Her potentials are kind of useful. Potential 5 gives you some crit damage, I believe, same as Daisy's potential 5 right here. Additional crit damage by 15% by 5 seconds. Increases the duration of punishment by 5 seconds. So very good if you have her higher potential, but just potential 4 is enough. So I don't have Draco, like I said, but he can be your lightning DPS if you want to use him as your DPS to clear it. I'm sure you probably find some success. Just make sure he's fully built out, because I don't really know how he plays or how he is. Elaine or Clotho are going to do very well in that stage. Again, weaknesses seem to be lightning and wind. If that's the case, use whichever elements team you have and you will do pretty well. So if you want to see me try to clear it tomorrow, consider subscribing again. We're almost at 1,000. And those of you that are watching all the way to the end now, I'm covering some other games. If you want to check them out, they'll be on the right side of the screen.